Hi, everyone. Welcome to our special Facebook Live event on this Giving Tuesday morning. My name is Tammy Pitts, and I'm the Chief Communications Officer here at M&A. I'm thrilled to be joined this morning by our President and CEO, Kelly Coons. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here.
Right? It is Giving Tuesday, the day after Cyber Monday. Giving Tuesday is a big day in the nonprofit world. It's a global campaign created in 2012, and it's celebrated each year on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. So this annual event is a reminder about the power of collective generosity. So Kelly, let's talk about the importance of Giving Tuesday. Why should people donate to Michigan nonprofits today?
Thanks, Tammy, so much. I think Giving Tuesday is an amazing opportunity. It's funny to think that it's 2012, right, when it was created. And
Right?
it is a day to just focus on nonprofits, focus on the great work that nonprofits are doing, but more importantly, the needs that nonprofits are meeting. I think this day has been created to have people pause for a minute and say, there's others that are out there that may need things differently than I do at this point, and who is serving but nonprofits. So those two go hand in hand, right? So it's a chance to talk about and bring people together, right? To create community, to talk about what's happening in community. So we know that nonprofits are key to addressing needs in community. And we know that they uplift communities, they strengthen communities. And I believe this was evident throughout the years of the pandemic, especially. I mean, when we think back to 2020, nobody imagined what would happen and what was happening to our citizens and our residents in Michigan and the economy. But nonprofits really stepped up in that moment. And Giving Tuesday is, for me, a reminder to be able to lean into and remind ourselves of the great work of nonprofits. And of course, we did that at the association. We monitored the needs of nonprofits throughout the pandemic. And that is why we advocated for the $50 million relief program to ease that burden that was happening for nonprofits. In those days, they saw demand for their services increase. They saw the cost for delivering those services increase. And the relief program was just one opportunity that we were a part of that created a way to ease that financial burden. And we're really proud of the advocacy work that we did in that program to support nonprofits. But I think when we think about Giving Tuesday and when we talk about nonprofits, I think it's important to just educate people a little more about what is Michigan's nonprofit sector. So prior to the pandemic, we were monitoring, and we know that well over 470,000 jobs in Michigan were connected to Michigan's nonprofit sector. That's 1 in 10 or 11% of our workforce. We also know that similar to other parts of the economy, our nonprofits experienced workforce shortages and still are. We, just like other parts of the economy, are in recovery mode. And an opportunity like Giving Tuesday creates that space for people to be able to give back to nonprofits that are really meeting needs in community. And this is really critical because the data that we are tracking also takes a look at the fact that we are anticipating giving to be down. 70% of our nonprofits are estimating that donors are either going to decrease or remain flat. And we're also looking at about 68% that are looking at contributions to decrease. And so this is a really critical time at this moment to be thinking about the opportunity that Giving Tuesday allows for individuals to give contributions to any nonprofit, nonprofits all over Michigan. And these contributions are so critical. They pay staff salaries. They allow us to get supplies to be able to deliver those great programs and really just continue to provide services more effectively across Michigan.
Yes, and as this morning, it's 17 degrees at the moment. The colder weather is here, and we know that at the moment that people are going to be struggling to get basic cold weather supplies like mittens. One of our M&A members for Detroit, 501c3, is just one of the thousands of nonprofits working statewide to do good here in Michigan. So our nonprofits are relying on the collective good of everyone across the state today to donate. So, and any donations today for any nonprofit statewide is vital, right, for program development, supporting staff, and ensuring that our nonprofits can continue to serve their communities effectively. So on our website and on M&A's YouTube, you can watch many of the stories about the impactful work that our M&A members are doing, including Mittens for Detroit. So please take a moment and browse our video library. Now, we do have a big announcement that we want to make this morning. So on this Giving Tuesday, Kelly and I are excited to debut M&A's new We Are 501c3 campaign.
Absolutely, Tammy. I think that this opportunity to talk about We Are 501c3 is huge today on Giving Tuesday, right? But I got to stop for a minute and say how inspired I am by the hundreds and thousands of stories that we saw throughout the My Nonprofit Relief process, right? So this work of We Are 501c3 is truly about storytelling, and it is inspired by the stories that we heard through the applications for the My Nonprofit Relief Fund. I mean, just the inspiration. It's a chance to lift up and remind people about the great work that's happening across Michigan. If you have a community where there is need, you have a nonprofit community there as well. And We Are 501c3 is that opportunity to be able to bring a collective group, right, together to talk about the great work of nonprofits in Michigan. And I'm really proud not only of the campaign, but I'm proud of you, Tammy, and Mariah, and the other marketing and comms folks that are working with us to really make this a reality. Again, to lift up the stories. The nonprofit sector in Michigan is so diverse. The work is so diverse. The missions that they're focused on is just all across the board. If you could think of anything that is important to you, there is likely a nonprofit that is addressing that as well. And the We Are 501c3 just allows us to really uplift that work under the umbrella and remind us that we are all part of a community.
Yes, I'm so excited to showcase the stories of change and progress happening in our communities during the application phase of the relief program. We received so many stories from nonprofits statewide on how they were able to stay open during the pandemic. And it's just amazing the resiliency of nonprofits. And we're able to tell these stories, and I just can't wait for everyone to see the work that we're doing. You can actually start looking at some of those stories on our website, weare501c3.org. This campaign, Kelly, is also a call to action.
It is. You're absolutely right. It is a call to action. And I think the call to action is twofold. The call to action first is about engaging people in community, right? Nonprofits do that. They bring together a community. So this campaign and the call to action is about engagement in the community. It's about encouraging volunteerism, right? People and nonprofits need people. We need people. So encouraging and engaging in volunteerism is really key, but also just increasing the awareness around the needs nonprofits are addressing. That's so important, and that is told through the stories. And you talked about the great work that the stories are going to talk during the pandemic, but it's important to know that the call to action to support nonprofits is ongoing. It's ongoing. Nonprofits need the support for individuals to make contributions. Giving Tuesday is just a great opportunity for us to be reminded of that, but the need for nonprofits and the call to action is always ongoing. And the We Are 501c3 campaign will be there to continue to talk about those stories and uplift the great work of nonprofits. And the second way that it is a call to action is really about bringing together nonprofits under a sense of pride, right? The great work that nonprofits do. We are a community. Sometimes when we're out there addressing those community needs, it can be lonely. And we got to remember that We Are 501c3 is about ensuring that we are encouraged, that we are part of the nonprofit community in Michigan. So again, I can't think about a better day than today, Giving Tuesday, to bring these two things together. Giving Tuesday, a reminder to give to nonprofits. Nonprofits rely so heavily on the generosity of individuals to support their mission work. And again, the We Are 501c3, about uplifting a community of nonprofits. It's like the perfect combination today.
It is. We're so proud of our nonprofits here in Michigan. And we're just getting started with this We Are 501c3. So expect to see stories coming out over the next few months about the work that Michigan nonprofits are doing in community. And as we wrap up, Kelly, any parting words that you would like to leave with our viewers on this Giving Tuesday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. I think it's important for people to think about whether or not it is a donation, whether or not it is a donation of your time, whether it is just about spreading the great word and work of nonprofits. Anything helps raise awareness and elevates the work of nonprofits. Supporting nonprofits supports and impacts lives of Michiganders everywhere. Think about that, impacting the lives of somebody who may be in your family, somebody who may be your neighbor, somebody who may be a colleague. You just never know how a nonprofit might impact somebody's life. And spreading the word, donating to them, volunteering to them, it just raises awareness for people to access the services as well as to provide that needed support during this critical time and a reminder of Giving Tuesday. So any little bit helps. Even spreading the word on your social media raises awareness about the great work of nonprofits. And wouldn't be Giving Tuesday without talking about the We Are 501c3. Check it out. Let us know the great stories and the great work that you're doing in community. But more importantly, let's just elevate the great work of nonprofits and let's make a difference.
Yeah, let's make a difference together today. And if there's any nonprofits out there, you don't even have to be a member of M&A. Just contact me. If you want us to tell your story, please reach out to us here at mnaonline.org. We thank everyone for watching. Please head over to our website, weare501c3.org, and take a look at the work that we're doing here. Goodbye, everyone.